All right, guys, welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. If you're just joining us, this is the second hour of our show today. We kicked off at 8 a.m. We had a fascinating discussion on the state of our rivers during what we call our viewpoint segment, where you can air in your views, your opinions and thoughts about different matters here in the country. But right now, we're jumping into this lifestyle hour, and today we focus in on what we call change makers. And as I did mention earlier, we're going to be talking about a few different things, everything from a run, a cup of uji, and so much more. So lots for you to be tuned in for. But before I welcome my first guest this hour, let me share with you our inspirational quote for the day. It says, "When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I'm afraid." Oh, I love that. Let me read that again. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. And that's by Audre Lorde. And what a fascinating quote that is. What a very meaningful quote that is. Certainly using our strength in the service of our visions, and especially when that vision is a lot greater than just yourself and getting yourself a new car, a big house, a fancy wedding. I don't know what it is you guys are dreaming about, but when that vision is so much greater than yourself, what an honor then it is to use your strength in actually pursuing that. And in so doing, you're less afraid because you know that the purpose to which you're working towards is so much greater. Absolutely love that quote this morning. Hopefully it's inspired and challenged you guys as well. Even as we get started with our show, of course, here today we're talking about change makers, people doing interesting things in the society to influence those around them. So with that said, let me welcome my very first guests this morning. I have with me Millicent Mwai and Nelly Jerobon, they're both directors at Althea Foundation. I said that correctly, didn't I? Althea Foundation. All right. And so Althea Foundation is a non-profit organization registered in Kenya. It aims at preventing teenage pregnancy and supports teenage girls, particularly teenage pregnant mothers and young mothers between the ages of 20 and below, by ensuring that they achieve good quality education and life empowerment. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
So, very first, what is Althea? What does that mean?
Alethea means knowledge. Knowledge is everything. Without knowledge, we don't have anything that we can hold on to. And that is the basis of our organization.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what motivated you, Nelly, to start off this organization?
We believe that women are the bedrock of the society. And once we educate our women, we've educated the society. So we believe that all women, even if you end up with a problem, for example, if you end up getting pregnant when you're a teen mom, you should still have the right to education, and you should be able to access it, and it should be affordable so that you can at least have access to education, and it will, in the end, reduce poverty.
Right. So this is coming from the bedrock of either a lot of pregnant teens or teen mothers dropping out of school. Is it that many of them are being kicked out of school? What was the context behind this?
The context behind this is our society, our current society is Kenya. Every year when during the KCP, KCSE, you hear how so many girls are being kicked out of their homes. They're doing their exams in hospitals. And so we thought we need to resonate with these women down here, these teenage mothers down here, and at least try to mentor them that even though they're pregnant at this point, it's not the end of their journey. They still have a face.
Okay.
They're still in their teenage years, maybe 15 years. Yes, they still have a face to go on and go on with their education.
All right. So your motto says the journey continues. What's behind that? Why did you guys come up with that as your motto?
So the journey continues is a very powerful statement that we make as an organization. we believe that optimism is one of our major values, and hope springs eternal. So we believe that as women or as young teen moms get pregnant or end up becoming moms when they're still in their program of education, that it should not be the end of their lives, that they should be able to actually continue with their education so as to enable themselves to better themselves in the community.
Yeah, because
Aluta continue.
Aluta continue,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
It's
yes.
exactly what
the
it
right
is.
to education does not cease upon getting pregnant or upon expectancy.
Right.
Yes.
So this program, you're specific. How do people come into your program? Does someone in the community call you up and say there's some young ladies here who have found themselves pregnant, or someone who's already given birth? At what point do you guys sort of check into this young girl's journey?
Well, currently what we started with, we've been visiting established homes that deal with these issues. We have several rescue homes where they receive teenage girls, mostly girls from poor backgrounds who have been thrown out by their parents.
Okay.
So what we do, we go visit those homes and give our support. Yes, currently that's what we are doing, but we hope to evolve to have our own home
Okay.
and receive those calls as many as
So
they
your
are.
program currently, when you're saying knowledge is power and mentoring the girls, the program right now is about mentoring girls in these homes, or are you providing some sort of educational service as well?
Okay. We have several programs that we are currently running. It's a three-pronged approach that we've undertaken. We have an advocacy program, an awareness program, and as well as a sustainable program. So for the advocacy program, what we're doing is we interact with, we partner and interact with lawmakers, civil organizations, where we mentor these girls in the different high schools, primary schools, to start the conversation at the beginning. And then for the awareness program, we organize events and programs where we also invite the members of the public and the society at large to contribute to this. Maybe Millicent, you can talk about the
Shuleni
sustainable
program.
program. Yeah.
Okay.
For instance, one of the programs that we've already rolled out is a Shuleni program. This involves us going down to various schools in the neighborhood, from especially poor neighborhoods, where we educate, mentor, as well as advise the teenagers on the advice and on the life issues, general life issues, yes.
Yeah. So when you're with a lot of the cases that you've come across now of finding these very young girls pregnant, is it a social issue? Is it a cultural issue? You know, how are many of these young women finding themselves in these situations, and how do you address that through your program? So is this about tradition, maybe girls being married off early, or is it really a social thing, and does then your work, your mentorship sort of check in to try and address that?
Okay, from our experience that we've had, we've noticed it's a combination of several issues. We've seen economic, social, and cultural issues all together. In terms of cultural issues, I know as Kenya, we are proud of our ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity. And however, there are some specific harmful traditional activities that we've noticed. Okay. For example, as you've mentioned, early marriages, whereby members of the community give out their girls maybe for dowry or for increasing their wealth. And these are some of the ways these girls end up even getting pregnant and not continuing their education.
So a few of the girls that you are working with have actually had that as their experience.
Yes. And
when we're saying early marriage, like how young are we talking about?
We're even talking about 9 years, 12
What?
years, as young as 9 years, yes.
Wow.
It's very sad, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of the maybe social and economic issues we've noticed is that we cannot separate gender-based violence that we experience as a society. For example, we've even seen the girl in South Africa. It's not only in Kenya, but all over Africa, where we see girls are sexually abused and end up not getting maybe help early, or end up getting pregnant. And as a result of this, they drop out of their education or they are kicked out of their families.
Right.
Yeah.
So does your program sort of envisage now working in those communities? Because currently it seems like you're working with the safe houses, these places where girls have gone to find refuge. But you know, as you think about scaling your program here, your initiative, what are some of the things that you're looking at? Are you hoping to do much more grassroots type things now, as far as educating not just the girl but even the community? Because at the end of the day, it's her father, her uncles, her mom maybe even, who's taking part in marrying her off to this person at such a young age.
Yes, we are. We have. We also have. We'll be launching the Wazazi program. That on for the Wazazi program, we'll be going down to the community, have talks with parents, try to let them know that whatever is happening to their girls, teenage girls, require a certain type of care. The girls already are facing very many issues, and as such, they need the loving care, good mental health. Yes, so such are the things that we'll be focusing on when we go down to the grassroots, because we can't remove the parents from this link.
Sure,
They are
sure.
involved.
Absolutely. Ladies, thank you so much for coming through to Full Circle with Joyce. I want to give you an opportunity very quickly to let us know, you know, if someone wants to learn more about what you do or support your organization in some way, perhaps you can let us know how they can reach out to you.
So we have an Instagram page, Alethea Foundation KE. We also have Twitter. You can find us there. It's also Alethea Foundation KE. And we have recently launched our website. It's the www.aletheafoundation.go.ke. You can find us there. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming through to Full Circle, and good job for the work you're doing, being change makers as far as teenage pregnancy, particularly early marriage, is concerned. Asanteni sana. We're going to take a short break right now, but I believe coming up next, we're going to be talking to the people behind Color My World Kenya and understanding a bit about what that initiative is all about right here on Full Circle with Joyce. Stay tuned.